Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Lauren and this is my channel, Laura's Leaves. And in today's video, I want to give you guys a tour of both of my basement greenhouses. On my right over here, I have my Mars Hydro grow tent, and on my left, I have an awesome grow tent that I think I found this at Tractor Supply for a pretty reasonable price. So today what I want to do is just show you guys the amazing plants that are in here, along with how I kind of go about caring for both greenhouses, and not necessarily caring for the greenhouse, but the plants that are in the greenhouse, because they're both very different grow tents and they both have different lighting. So therefore, they both require a little bit different care. Now, if you guys have been with me for a while, you might have seen me unbox this thing. About a year and a half ago, Mars Hydro was awesome enough to send me this grow tent and grow light to try out, and it's been fantastic. So if you guys want to check that out, I will link that in the card somewhere above. But this tent has done wonders for me, and this one too has done a lot of awesome things for me and can hold a lot of plants. So let's turn this camera around and I will start showing you guys the plants. So I kind of just want to give you a feel for this room. This is my basement. This is where I keep both of my grow tents, along with a really disorganized mess of pots and other things that people who grow houseplants in abundance might have. Yeah, it's a little disorganized, but that's okay. Now, before I show you the greenhouses, I just kind of want to show you what I all keep down here. Now, I usually take some of these plants, like these I take outside every summer, so I'm just overwintering them down here. And then over here, I have just some other Mod Podge stuff. I have a bunch of little prop boxes where I'm starting some plants. Here's some more where I'm starting some babies. But here are the greenhouses. So, like I mentioned, this is from Mars Hydro, and then this was a little greenhouse that I found at Tractor Supply for, it was definitely under $50. Care for both of these are completely different. The light in here is awesome. It's awesome. Whoa, see? It's very strong. I have one light that completely lights this whole tent. Whereas in here, I have maybe 5 lights in this little setup. So you would think the one with more lights would need more water, would need more tending to, so on and so forth. But no. This Mars Hydro light works exceptionally well, sometimes too well. That's why if you compare back to the old video or the very first video I made in regards to this tent, you might see a lot more succulents in here. I have a lot of succulents up on the top shelf where it gets really good light, and I should be watering this thing probably every other day. I don't. I know I should be, but I live a full-time life. I don't do this full-time, I wish, but I work full-time, so sometimes I do forget. I do typically try to come in here and mist every day or every other day, just, you know, with a mister. But there's a lot of different things in here, so I have been mainly keeping succulents just because this light is very strong. When the tent is closed, it will retain the humidity. However, it dries out a lot quicker than, let's say, this tent. So yeah, I got some different types of Senecio, some Echeveria, some cacti. These were all started from seed. These are about a year old, maybe a little less than a year, just about. I got a lithop that's probably on its last leg, some string of buttons, some beautifully sun-stressed jade, some little arrangements, and I just keep these in here. I usually take some of the, like I had this outside this past summer, I had that outside, along with these, along with this Senecio, which is right down here. Here's the mama plant, and I since cut off a bunch of cuttings and made babies to hopefully sell on the marketplace or something. And then on this shelf, I just have a Maj Podge of things. I have a few Hoya. Now you will see I do have a few tropical plants in here, but mostly it's some more drought tolerant plants. If they are tropical, they're in moss so they can retain that moisture. Got some variegated string of pearls, some Hoya Skinneriana splash, and then I have another one back here that is a little chlorotic. And then some philodendrons, an orchid, some Syngonium rayi. These should probably be moved over to the other tent just because they dry out a little too much in here. And then down here I have a few more things. I have an Alocasia regal shield back there, some Cebu blue propagating back in there, a Schefflera, my last little bit of my Marble Queen pothos. It got really, really white, and I don't think it wants to live. A little comb from an Alocasia dragon scale, and a rehab Zenzi, along with these Senecios. I'll try to find the name of this actual type of Senecio and put it on the screen for you guys. But here's the mama plant, and I cut it all up to make new ones, and it is pushing out a lot of new growth on this mama plant. Pretty cool Senecio, really easy, very, very drought tolerant. Back here I have some fun things. It looks really sad, but this is a variegated Rafidaphra Tetrasperma. And I'm assuming and guessing that this plant was tissue cultured because rooting these cuttings, they'll root, but getting them to bud and push out a new growth point takes forever. Forever. These have been rooting for really 7 months, and they got good roots, no auxiliary buds, no nothing. And then down here, these are two little baby Dark Lords, I'm pretty sure, the two on the right here. I'm pretty bad about putting nodes into little prop containers and then not labeling them, but I'm almost positive these are both little Dark Lords. I don't know what the big chunk is, I forget. And then a little Macrophylla, Syngonium Macrophylla cutting with a little bud coming through. Very dry string of hearts. I know I haven't mentioned it yet, so I might as well mention it. Yeah, I forget to water. I forget to water this tent. My bad. Just recently moved the grow light up a little bit. It was hanging to about right here. So hopefully it being up just a little bit will help. Now on to this tent. Now, there's nothing super special or spectacular about this. One thing I love about the Mars Hydro grow tent is the reflective sides. I mean, you get one light, it reflects the light everywhere. I love that. It makes things a lot easier. You only need one light. You only need to use one outlet. The light bounces off the walls. Ugh. In here, we don't have that. So I do have a light here, two of the pink lights there, and then on Facebook Marketplace I found, sorry, this light that goes down. This works awesome. I bought two of them. They're grow lights. Found them on Facebook Marketplace. So I have 4 different things plugged in here. Now the biggest difference between these two is this one's a little more self-sustaining. This tent, I don't know if it's because there's more plants in it, damn near everything is in sphagnum moss or what, but I can go a whole entire week, probably up to 2 without watering anything, and come back and look at it and know that it's okay. I could probably go a whole month with only misting the tent, which I don't try to do that, but I could probably go a whole month with only misting the tent, you know, every other day without even watering, and it would still probably sustain itself and be fine. And I think that's because there's a lot of aeroids in here. So aeroids not only, you know, they're sucking moisture through their aerial roots, through the roots that are in the soil, and just getting any bit of moisture that they can. They have other ways to do that. Okay, my rehab stuff. I have a little Hoya Skinneriana in here from, I think, Glasshouse Works. Hoya fungi, yeah, fungi right here. He needs some water. A variegated Hoya Skinneriana, which I cannot get to grow. I've had this for over a year and it does not like me. This little guy, I think, is an African violet. I started from propagations. I propagated an African violet leaf, and well, yeah, after a long time, it's finally doing something. Peperomia, another little Hoya, I forget, obscura, I think. Hoya curtisii, and then I do not know the names of these Hoyas. I forget. That's the name. Very nice though. Very nice. I do love me some Hoya. And this one. Very pretty. Lots of aerial roots. I have lots of Cebu blue just everywhere. I try to always have a couple propagations of them because I know a lot of people, at least locally, look for them. They're harder to find. Got a bipenifolium back here, Syngonium chiapense, a varicosum, some begonias, an all silver exotica. I just cut it off to see if I could keep this silver going, but I don't know. What is this? I don't know what this is. Oh, a little baby varicosum. And then I don't know what this is. Philodendron burley marks, maybe? Down here, look through the cracks. I have 2 little Syngonium macrophyllus, and then this little chunk is a Mayo, I think. I just completely cut it back. I'll show you the cutting in a little bit. Reverted pink princess right there. Another chunk of a variegated Philodendron burley marks. Cut it all the way back. It reverted. Whatever. And then an Alocasia black velvet. Right there hanging, I have an Apicia, which I need to come through and get all the nasty dead stuff out. It's not good to have the dead rotting decay in here. But this is how it really is sometimes, so still doing good. Down here I have a mystery philodendron. I have the name of this philodendron in my Facebook messages somewhere. I bought this on Facebook Marketplace. So I will try and find the name and put it on the screen for you guys, but it's one of my newer ones. I've had it for maybe 5 months now. It gets the red backs. It's still pretty immature, so down here, I'm really proud of this guy. Oh, spider. Just a fair warning. If you're watching this and you decide to do something similar and put a grow tent in your basement, be prepared for lots of spiders. Big ones, scary ones, furry ones, small ones, lots of spiders. You've been warned. So, this guy. My Philodendron Subpistatum, silver sword. I put it outside this summer and it was doing so good. Oh no, oh no. Anyways, these big mature leaves were from just by putting it outside. And since bringing it back in, even though it's in the grow tent, these are the leaves it's giving me now. Before bringing it back inside, I did go ahead and air layered it. I do want to cut it back because I kind of want to cut it here because it was just stem, and kind of start the plant over again for myself and then sell some cuttings. So I'm really proud of how it's looking. There's 2 full plants in here, and I definitely attribute these gorgeous leaves to it being outside this past summer. Another fun one, another beautiful one, is my Philodendron gloriosum. I just moved it in the greenhouse to have space upstairs and give it a better environment to overwinter it. I wanted to continue to push out bigger leaves, and I thought if I kept it upstairs over the winter, it might not do that. So that's why I brought it down here. Now to tackle all this. Let's start in the front, I guess. I think, okay, so my friend Lindsay gave this to me. I think it's a Philodendron red emerald, but she bought it as a dark lord. However, this is a dark lord, and I have not had the best luck growing it. I always get kind of wonky leaves. Its newest leaves are doing pretty good. That one's gonna be nice and juicy. But no, I don't think that's a dark lord. Any input is welcomed because I'd like to know. Another black velvet alocasia, Syngonium aurea. Some cuttings of some Monstera Ansoni narrow form, a little Maculata whitei propagation right there. Just a modge podge of things. This is a Philodendron Warnii from my Ecogenera import. Not doing too good. I had to completely restart the Warnii from that unboxing. It kicked the bucket. But one that is doing good, import that's doing, I would say, okay, is this Anthurium Forgidii silver. It's doing pretty good. However, the new leaf has some damage. I don't know what it's from, but you know what? It's still beautiful, and I'm still kind of learning a lot when it comes to anthuriums. They're not completely my jam yet, so still learning, but still very, very, very beautiful. Wonder if it suffered from spider mites. Like some spider mite damage. Not sure. Down in here I have another dark lord right here, propagation, and then a Philodendron black cardinal. And lastly on this shelf, oh, I lied, there's another one. Let me get this one out. This is fun. That is a Philodendron golden dragon. I had this cutting right here, rooting in water for a flippin' long time. It finally pushed out a new bud or a new growth point, put it in dirt. Did nothing, and it finally just spit out this new leaf, and it's got another one coming in. So this is a mini success story for myself because it took a long time compared to a lot of philodendrons. Usually they're not too hard to get started, but maybe I went about it the wrong way. And lastly, there's a melanochrysum creeping there, going up and up and up. This is when I really need to get chopped and propped. Back there I have a pink princess, and the little cups back there, along with right there, I have a philodendron orange marmalade, which was part of my garden flowers import, I think. Not doing too good. Maybe I'll do a separate video on those if they start to grow. I have an Peperomia Shangri-La, and then a bunch of anthurium seedlings from my Anthurium ploumanii. It bloomed and put off the little pomegranate seed pods, and I soaked them and I planted the seeds, and they're doing pretty good. It's my first time experimenting with growing plants or sowing seeds from a plant that I grew and then got the seeds from and then planted myself. Sorry, I'm not even pointing at the plants. But yeah, so that's been fun, pretty rewarding and fun to watch. Some type of begonia that should probably be thrown away. Oh no. Yeah. We're just gonna leave this here for now. Another pink princess baby. Philodendron Brancianum, which has been in my greenhouse for over a year now. I'm realizing this plant is gorgeous, but in my normal home setting, it does not look this good. It only looks this good if it's in the greenhouse, so I just leave it here. It's kind of hard to grow, I think, easily and effortlessly, like the ones I actually like to keep upstairs are. Another Syngonium chiapense, Begonia Old Blue, and another Varicosum back here. This here needs some water, and it is not a global green, but an emerald pothos. I have some more little ornei starts. You can see a little nub coming up right there. There's another one. This is an interesting philodendron to grow, not the easiest. Here is some of the Sandersonii from Kristen, trying to grow. That one's been kind of hard for me. I had to cut it all back. It wasn't doing very good, but here's one that's taken off. I need to put some water. Miss these guys. And last little shelf. Here is my Hoya Skinneriana. Doing really, really good. I should probably bring it out of the grow tent. Don't know what that is. And lastly, up here is a little Micans and, oh shit. And the huge, long, trailing melano that I need to do something with. It's getting out of control. I need to chop and prop it, which I will probably do soon. There's a lot going on in here. I could fill it up more, but then I wouldn't be able to get around to water. So, yeah. All right, you guys, that is everything in both of the greenhouses, grow tents, whatever you want to call them. I do want to apologize if it was a little chaotic and all over the place. I just really wanted to show you guys what was in there. I had it on my mind, and I'm gonna try to be better about filming. So I told myself I'm gonna do it right now, and I did. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.